Hello and welcome to the Daily Comic and Collectible, episode 329. Now today, the collectible of the day is the Diamond Select Marvel Comics Marvel Gallery Loki Statue Diorama. The trickster god stands atop a hill with a scepter at the ready in this 10-inch scale gallery diorama of Loki, based on his appearance in classic Marvel comics. Wearing his signature honed helmet, this sculpture features detailed sculpting and paint applications that make it a must-have for collectors. Comes in a full-color window box, released by Diamond Select Gallery. Now, the comic of the day is Journey into Mystery, Volume 1, Issue number -1, with a cover date of July 1997. This is part of the Flashback event. Story by Tom DeFalco, art by Deodato Studios, and cover by Gil Kane. This story is titled A Tale of Asgard. We open in the Palace of Asgard. Odin is deeply dismayed over the coming events of Ragnarok and of the banishment of his son Thor to the world of Midgard. Though brave and noble, Odin felt he still lacked humility, so he took his powers and wiped his memory, so he may learn what it truly means to be a benevolent god and keen to his people. Odin is suddenly angered, seeing his adopted son Loki entering his chambers without being summoned. Loki requests an urgent audience, stating that while chasing a party of ice giants into Jotunheim, they found a tree filled with the golden apples of Idun, which are the source of Asgardian immortality. If a tree grows there, then the balance of power could shift. Loki suggests Odin send him back with a few of Idun's apples for comparison. Odin agrees, but states it's too dangerous for one warrior and sends Balder the Brave with Loki, and Balder shall carry the precious golden apples. Sometime later, Lady Sif is discussing with her brother, Heimdall, of the possible golden apple news, and all of Asgard is abuzz. Heimdall suspects treachery, though, and sends Lady Sif to warn Balder, but of course she's too late. Later, after crossing the northern border, Loki and Balder enter the fabled hills of Jotunheim. Loki points out the tree, but Balder soon discovers the treachery by picking an apple and discovering golden paint. Unfortunately, it's then Balder is ambushed by the ice giants and their leader, Snag. Balder declares they will defend the golden apples with their lives. However, Loki has no such plans and has been secretly conspiring with the giants to steal the apples of immortality. It's then flaming arrows and Lady Sif appear, galloping on her horse, giving Balder the opportunity to escape the giant's grasp, and the two ride like the wind. Meanwhile, back in Asgard, something is blocking the sight of the universal mirror and preventing Odin from seeing what is happening in the land of Jotunheim, and he fears it's something much darker and more powerful than a ploy for apples. Odin immediately calls for reinforcements, fearing the fate of the nearby Yggdrasil, the world ash, the tree of life, whose roots connect Asgard to Niflheim and Jotunheim, and is destined to even survive Ragnarok. But Odin fears the tree is in grave danger. Back in the land of Jotunheim, being unable to outrun the ice giants, they choose to hide from their pursuers, but are soon discovered by Loki, who uses his magic to cause a great avalanche, trapping Balder and Lady Sif in a nearby cave. However, before they can dig the duo and the apples out, they are the ones ambushed this time and taken by surprise by the Warriors 3. Hogun the Grim, Fandral the Dashing, and Volstagg the Voluminous. While the two sides fight outside the cave, the trapped duo inside discover the treachery that Odin feared. The Yggdrasil, the world ash, is being destroyed from its very own roots. A dark force has possessed thousands of rats to gnaw the roots of the tree of life. With the secret discovered, Seth, the serpent god, who wants to destroy all life in the universe, sends one of his minions to stop Balder and Lady Sif from letting the secret out. While Balder uses his powers, being the god of light, to stop the rats, The Lady Sif fights the intruder, wanting to know who he works for. Meanwhile, outside the cave, thanks to the Warriors 3, the ice giants, outmatched, flee capture, leaving Loki to deal with the fallout of his evil treachery against the Asgardian throne. Back inside the cave, Sif takes down the treacherous stranger, but she receives a mortal wound, and rather than give up the name of his master, he burns himself in flame, while letting them know his master's vengeance can even reach beyond the grave itself. It's then, before succumbing to her mortal wound, Balder takes a golden apple of Idun from his bag, saving Lady Sif's life. Shortly after, both are saved from the sealed cave by the Warriors 3 and celebrate their victory while returning with Loki in chains. In the end, though happy with the victory, Odin frets yet again over the looming threat of Ragnarok. Geek Fact: this story was part of the Flashback event. It was a Marvel Publishing initiative in July of 1997. Nearly the entire line of titles published stories revealing untold events about their characters' past. It was inspired by the events in Generation X, which was also released with a cover date of July of 1997. The retro stories allowed the creative teams to revisit characters, styles, and concepts from the Silver Age. Most issues were introduced by a comic version of Stan Lee, and were all one-shot stories. Bonus Geek Fact: Snag was the leader of the Ice Giants. He always referred to himself as a Frost Giant, but he wasn't. Ice Giants are an other-dimensional race of enormous humanoid creatures that were always battling for control of Asgard. The Ice Giants inhabited Niflheim. The Frost Giants, on the other hand, were more fierce and much larger, and they inhabited Jotunheim. Snag's first appearance was in Thor, issue number 500, with a cover date of July 1996. Another bonus geek fact: Balder the Brave is the Asgardian half-brother and close friend to Thor. Due to prophecies that Balder's death would help trigger Ragnarok, Odin had his wife Frigga make Balder invulnerable to harm. His first appearance was in Journey into Mystery, issue number 85, with a cover date of October 1962. Another bonus geek fact: Lady Sif is an Asgardian warrior and goddess of the Vanir. Her brother is Heimdall, the Sentinel of the Rainbow Bridge, and her first appearance was in Journey into Mystery, issue number 102, with a cover date of March 1964. And final geek fact: Loki was also a monstrous frost giant, but was adopted and raised by Odin. Born smaller than the rest of his race, he was rejected by his father, Loki. It was his cosmic meddling that led to the formation of the Avengers, the modern team. His first appearance was in the Golden Age of Comics, in Venus, issue number 6, with a cover date of August 1949. Well, I'd like to thank you for joining me for another Daily Comic and Collectible, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. This is Cat Fan Comics Man, and I'll catch you on the flip. Over and out.